Welcome back to AI Brief, episode 381.
I'm Leah.
And I'm Amin. And today we are really digging into a fundamental pivot happening across the entire AI ecosystem.
We really are. We're moving away from just features being added on and into AI becoming the actual default infrastructure.
Exactly. We've got three massive shifts to cover today. First, Google is finally flooding Gmail with deep, Gemini-powered AI features.
Then Microsoft is basically defining AI commerce by turning Copilot into a full-on checkout counter.
And third, this is a big one, we're going to dissect what it means that a major Chinese AI lab, Zhipu AI, has gone public. It's kicking off a pretty aggressive global price war.
Right. These aren't just product updates. This is where the new front lines are being drawn. Let's start right where we all spend way too much time, the inbox.
Yes, let's. Google has historically been very careful, sometimes even a little slow, about jamming new AI features into their big products like Gmail, right?
They've been very measured. But that seems to be over now. What we're seeing is a huge acceleration of these really deep, transformative AI features landing directly in Gmail.
And what's fascinating here is that this isn't about, incremental improvement.
No, this is Google using its most unique asset, your personal emails, your archives, to build an AI experience that no one else can replicate because they just don't have that deep private context.
So give us the specifics. What does the listener actually get here beyond a smarter search bar?
Okay, so the anchor feature is something they're calling AI overviews.
Okay.
Think about searching for an old invoice or a flight confirmation. Instead of just keywords, you can now ask a full conversational question.
Like, what was the total cost of that flight I booked to Chicago last summer?
Exactly that. And it gives you the summary, the answer, not just a link to the email. That's moving beyond just productivity and into real data management.
That's huge.
Yeah.
But I understand the integration goes even deeper, right, into workflow and just managing your day.
It does. They have a new AI inbox feature, which is basically a proactive personal assistant. It doesn't just list your mail. It surfaces what's actually critical.
So it's triaging your life for you.
It is. It finds the emails with deadlines or action items and then automatically creates to-do lists and reminders based on what's in them. It's trying to anticipate your needs.
So we're moving from AI helping you read email to AI helping you manage the actions from your email.
Yeah.
That's a fundamentally different model.
Absolutely. And while those features are rolling out now, Pro and Ultra subscribers are getting even more, like a Grammarly-style proofreader, better access to help me write, and smarter suggested replies.
So the big takeaway here is really about market positioning.
Precisely. Google's been sprinkling AI into Gmail for years, but this is their most aggressive push. The feeling is that by 2026, these deep integrations will be a massive competitive advantage for them.
Right. If Google is defending its turf in your communications, Microsoft is making a really bold play for your wallet.
Yeah, they're turning Copilot from a search tool into a literal checkout counter.
Let's unpack this because this is a game changer for retail. It's called Copilot Checkout, and it lets U.S. shoppers complete a purchase entirely inside the Copilot chat window.
So you never leave the conversation. The AI handles everything from the search to the final payment.
Exactly.
Which immediately makes me ask, what about the retailer? Did they lose control of the customer or the brand experience?
That's the key. The sources say that retailers maintain full control over the transaction. It's all done through deep integrations with PayPal, Shopify, and Stripe.
And they already have big names on board.
Oh, yeah. Urban Outfitters, Anthropologie, Etsy, a bunch of Shopify stores, they were all live at launch. That's a fast commitment.
Retailers wouldn't move that fast unless the data was incredibly strong. What are the numbers saying?
The numbers are pretty staggering. Microsoft's internal data shows that users are 2 times more likely to complete a purchase using Copilot versus standard search.
Wow, 2 times.
And get this, Copilot sessions saw 53% more purchases within a 30-minute window. It's all about speed and conversion.
That speed and stickiness is the entire idea behind AI commerce. You reduce friction, you get answers, you guide the user straight to checkout.
And Microsoft isn't just focusing on the consumer. They also released a whole suite of new retail AI agents for the backend, for things like inventory, operations, branding.
So they're building the entire commerce stack into the AI layer.
They are. And it's happening fast. We saw a 7-fold jump in AI-driven retail traffic this past holiday season. Every major assistant is going to have to follow this lead.
That's a perfect pivot point, because while the competition is heating up in the inbox and at checkout, it's also playing out on the global financial markets.
Which brings us to Zippu AI.
Right. One of China's top AI labs just debuted on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange. They raised over $500 million, and they're using this moment to directly challenge Western labs on price.
To really get this strategy, you have to look at the numbers. The IPO valued the company at somewhere between $6 and $8 billion.
Which sounds like a lot, but as the source material points out, it's a fraction of what Western rivals like Anthropic or xAI are valued at privately. We're talking tens of billions of dollars for them.
And that difference in valuation isn't a weakness, it's actually being weaponized. It's central to their whole playbook.
Absolutely. Zippu's AI assistant is aggressively priced, something like $3 a month. And their leadership has been very explicit that this huge price gap is meant to force U.S. companies into a brutal price war.
So they're using cost as their main weapon to grab global market share. But is the product any good?
And that's the counterpoint. They aren't sacrificing quality. They just released a coding model, GLM 4.7, that topped open benchmarks and even surpassed closed systems like Sonnet 4.5 in some tests.
So it's high capability at a disruptive price.
That's the entire strategy. And they aren't alone. Another Chinese rival, Minimax, is also gearing up to go public. People are pointing to 2026 as a breakout year for Chinese AI listings in Hong Kong.
So the big picture here is Zippu is trying to flood the market with cheap, capable models until Western labs are forced to compete just on price.
Which would drastically squeeze margins for the entire industry. The race stops being about who is the smartest and starts being about who is the cheapest.
A sobering thought. Okay, let's take a breath here and just modulate the pace a little. We've covered these three huge shifts, but there are a few other updates that deserve a slightly slower, more measured look.
Right. These next developments cover everything from developer tools to productivity and corporate strategy. They really provide the context for where things are headed.
So let's turn our attention to Anthropic. They just shipped version 2.1.0 of Claude Code, their coding tool, and it has some major agent upgrades.
What stands out here is the explicit focus on agent workflows. Anthropic is trying to change what Claude Code is. It's moving from a simple Q&A chat assistant to a more structured, programmable, and persistent agent environment.
What does that mean in practice for a developer using it?
It means they're building the foundation for more autonomous development. They've added hooks for agents and skills, so you can tell the AI what tools it can use. They added hot reload for skills, wildcard permissions.
So the goal is to have the Claude agent living inside your workflow, managing complex tasks on its own, not just answering one-off prompts.
Exactly. And they've even built in a command to move sessions from your terminal to their web UI to ensure that context and persistence is never lost. It's critical for making these agentic workflows reliable.
And speaking of workflow, a new productivity tool called @Fianen is trying to solve a very common problem, the morning inbox scroll.
The whole idea behind @Erin is to reduce cognitive load. It connects to your email, your Slack, your project tools, and then uses AI to create a single daily briefing.
So it just tells you your top priorities for the day, an AI-driven triage manager.
Precisely. It eliminates that mental tax of figuring out what you should be focused on first. It's in early access now, but it's a genuine pain point for a lot of people.
Meanwhile, the consolidation in the sector just keeps going. OpenAI is reportedly hiring the team from Convogo.
And Convogo is an AI platform that focuses on executive coaching and leadership. This is OpenAI's 9th acquisition in the past year, and it shows they're not just buying talent, they're buying expertise in specific vertical markets.
And we also saw an interesting shift in how we measure AI. Artificial Analysis just revamped its AI Intelligence Index.
Yeah, this is a response to the market. They realized a lot of the popular benchmarks were being gamed or just didn't reflect real-world use, so they've swapped them for new tests focused on whether a model can perform actual professional tasks.
It forces models to prove they can do a job, not just pass a test.
Exactly, a push toward practical utility.
And finally, jumping back to the coding space, Elon Musk posted about a big upgrade coming for Grok Code.
He said a major upgrade is slated for February and that it will be capable of, and this is his term, one-shotting many complex coding tasks.
Which would be a monumental leap. One-shotting means getting the complex code right on the first try without all the back-and-forth debugging.
It would be a huge time saver if they can pull it off. This industry is just moving on so many different fronts at once.
It really is. Okay, let's shift gears and pick up the pace again. We're moving into our final content segment, focusing on the tools that are trending right now.
A quick run-through of the tools getting all the attention.
Starting with Gmail, which we covered a lot today.
Right. Google's email platform, now deeply infused with Gemini 3, giving you those powerful AI overviews and proactive task management.
Next, Copilot.
That's Microsoft's Assistant, trending because of its new agentic commerce abilities. It's basically a full e-commerce channel inside a chat window.
And ChatGPT Health.
OpenAI's dedicated experience for private and secure health conversations. Think symptom checking and preliminary consultation, all within HIPAA-compliant parameters.
Okay, let's get into some emerging tools, starting with GridFi.
GridFi lets you turn raw data into live, interactive widgets you can embed on your website. It makes your metrics come alive.
Instruct.
Instruct is an automation tool. You connect your apps, describe a job in plain English, and it builds and runs the workflow for you.
Data strips.
This is a powerful in-browser data engine. It's got over 300 drag-and-drop nodes for complex data modeling without needing a server. A full-stack marketing tool. It uses AI to write emails, create designs, and deliver campaigns that are optimized for conversion.
And finally, Open Agents.
This is a really important open-source platform for developers. It's for building and orchestrating large networks of specialized AI agents at scale. You know, we've covered a lot of ground, but it really all points to two unmissable trends. First is accelerating integration, and second is a rapid shift in global economics.
Yeah, with Google putting Gemini deep into Gmail and Microsoft making Copilot a core part of retail, AI is officially moving from a nice-to-have feature to the default interface.
Absolutely. And at the same time, you have Zipu AI hitting the public markets with this explicit low-cost strategy. It confirms the global price war is heating up.
That focus on performance at a fraction of the cost is going to put tremendous pressure on the business models of Western labs. It's going to define the competitive landscape for the next 18 months.
So while the quality of AI keeps climbing, the cost for you, the user, is likely headed for a pretty sustained and aggressive decline.
Thanks for diving in with us on this. If you found it useful, please hit follow and share this deep dive with someone who needs that critical intelligence shortcut.
We'll synthesize the next wave as soon as it drops. See you in the next episode.